What's up, AllDay fam? So we're gonna get into the predictions and for today, for Sunday, NFL Sunday, NFC Championship, AFC Championship. You know, obviously these two teams, one of the teams that wins the NFC and one of the teams that's gonna win again the AFC. Those are both of the teams that's gonna advance to the Super Bowl. So I feel like regardless of whoever wins today, we're gonna see history in the making. I believe now. I don't know if history's gonna be in the making if the Eagles win, but if Jayden Daniels, obviously, if he goes, obviously that's history in the making. First rookie quarterback to ever make it to the Super Bowl, regardless if he wins it or not. It's a monumental accomplishment for any football player, especially quarterback, and it will be history in the making. Obviously, if the Chiefs, not if they go, but if they win it. But I think it is history in the making because of, I don't think a team has ever, I have in my research, have ever went to, seven straight AFC championships or 7 straight Super Bowls, something like that. So, no, they didn't go to 7 straight Super Bowls, but I think they went to the Chiefs. I think they won a division 7 straight times or something like that. Hold on, let me see. Chiefs, let me see. But when I looked that up, I got my younger brother on here. So me and he was debating about the Chargers loss last week, or no, 2 weeks ago, and we was debating about Justin Herbert. But before we get into that, I want to see, will it be, how many times did the Chiefs go to the AFC Championship?
I think it was 7.
So it was 7?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm reading it right here.
No, this year's like their 7.
Okay, because they went 8 times in franchise history. Okay, so ChatGPT is saying they went 8 times in franchise history. Their first appearance was in 1993, followed by return in 2018. Since then, they've made 7 consecutive appearances. Yeah, so I was right. Okay, so they've been to 7 consecutive AFC championships, but not 7 straight Super Bowls. So this impressive streak underscores the Chiefs' dominance in the AFC over the past decade. Notably, they have hosted the AFC Championship a record 5 consecutive times from the 2018 to 2022 seasons. Okay. Wow. Okay. Their consistent performance has solidified their status as a powerhouse in the NFL. So I don't think any other team has done that before. Let me see.
I think New England. No, I don't think even New England's went 7 times.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, regardless, you know what I'm saying? It would be crazy. Kansas City has already made history going to the AFC Championship, but they're not going to make history by them just going to the Super Bowl. They have to win it for them to make the history. It'll be a 3-peat. Yeah, so. Yeah, because I think a team probably has been to the Super Bowl maybe 3 consecutive times, I guess. Let me see. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Has any team?
Well, the Buffalo Bills in the 90s went 4 times.
They went 4 times in a row? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How in the hell do you go Bro.
Yeah. They went, and then not only that, but then there was the Vikings in the 70s.
The Vikings in the 70s?
I think Bud Grant's Vikings in the 70s with Frank Tarkenton. They went 4 times, and they lost. So,
what the heck?
It would have been a different NFL history had like the Vikings would have won, and then the Bills winning in the 90s. History in the NFL would have been much different. We probably would have considered the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, Jim Kelly. Probably would be considering him as the greatest of all time.
Yeah, if he would have won that many. So that's what we can get, and that we can talk about that, and then we can transition into that to Justin Herbert, and then we can do our predictions for the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Commanders and Eagles. See, that's my point. So like, You know, they're talking about like that's why I don't look into wins and losses in championships as a quarterback stat. Now, I will say it has something to do with that quarterback's legacy. Obviously, if you're watching the tape, you're watching the games, the quarterback is out there, he's snapping off, he's doing his thing. You know, he's producing, and sometimes he's probably working with less and still producing. And then to put the icing on the cake, he's winning championships. He's going to the playoffs. He's winning playoff games. He's winning AFC championships or NFC championships, and he's winning Super Bowls. So yeah, so obviously that does play a part, but not as big as a part as the media and fans makes it. They do it too much because you can't just and it's really, to be honest with you, it's lazy analysis. You can't just freaking just be like, oh, it's the same thing as stats. Like stats, if you're talking about a wide receiver or running back or whatever, you know, if you're not really watching the tape, watching the game at least, you know, what I mean by watching tape, I mean by literally like studying these players, like going back and looking at, you know, their tape, like if you could find some of their tape on YouTube or whatever, you know, like really seeing and analyzing the conditions of the game, the situations of the game, of that environment. You know, who they're playing against. Are they playing against a top 10 defense, or do they have their star wide receiver? You know, everything plays a factor into how these players play. But you know, like they say, like numbers don't lie, but it doesn't tell the whole truth either. There's stories in stats, and so the stories is the tape. You know what I'm saying? So
and coaching matters too.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, 100%. Coaching matters too. So that's another thing. So you gotta pay attention to their coach. That's all situation. That's all situational. You know, and it's different when you talk about the NFL as opposed to college. Also because the NFL, man, what really plays a factor into a team winning a Super Bowl is the entire organization, like from the owner all the way down. You know what I'm saying, to the players. So, like, people don't play that into consideration. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not taking anything from Patrick Mahomes, and I'm not trying to give excuses for Justin Herbert in his situation, you know, but we have to look at the situation of what's going on with all these quarterbacks. You know, Patrick Mahomes, he's obviously, I will say, you know, right now, if you look at it all collectively, he's the best quarterback in the league right now and one of the greatest ever, if you look at it all collectively. But if you just talk about like just on the field, just purely just that, I'm not sure if he is the best if you're just talking about purely on the field, the best today. Because the Chiefs' last couple Super Bowls, now Patrick Mahomes was clutch. He showed up in crunch time. But the last couple Super Bowls, it was like Floyd Mayweather, like in his last few years winning those boxing matches. He switched it up. The Chiefs switched it up. It wasn't all Patrick Mahomes. They were winning pretty much off the back of that defense in that running game. You know, like Pacheco, you know, and then they got Kareem Hunt. So like that's what I'm saying. Like when you see how Andy Reid really calls the games, he doesn't just put it all on Patrick Mahomes to go out there and just wing it. You know, like, and you will see today. They're almost slightly a running team first. They're a physical team. They're tone setters with that running game with Kareem Hunt and Pacheco. That's why they went and got Kareem Hunt when Pacheco went down, because Andy Reid was like, we're not going to win games just off the arm of Patrick Mahomes. You know,
I can see how you say that from last year from Patrick Mahomes, but the Super Bowl against the Eagles, that was a gunslinger shootout between Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts actually outperformed Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes, like you said, came in clutch. You know, yeah. So they kind of depended on him and his arm to win that game. Last year, it was a complimentary football. It was Patrick Mahomes, it was Isaiah Pacheco, it was a running game, and it was also that defensive front that was just coming after the quarterback. And it was another game, I think they did that too, but it was against, I think, San Francisco, the other first time they beat San Francisco. Mm-hmm. It was the same game plan. So yeah. I can see how you could say the last two Super Bowls, it was because of the total team of Patrick Mahomes, but that I think it was that same year he had a bum ankle and a bum knee, not last year, but the year before that, and he put the team on his back and they won because of him.
Yeah, definitely. He was clutch. I'm looking at his stats now. He was very efficient. His yards wasn't that much, but he didn't throw that many yards, but he was extremely efficient. He was 21 of 27, $182, 3 touchdowns.
He's been a 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I think he was too. He had 6 carries for 44 yards. Let me see. Yeah, he's a 2-time. Yeah, because he's clutch. Like those. That's what I'm saying. Like you can look at those numbers, like 182 yards, but he has 3 touchdowns. Like how did he get those 3 touchdowns? It shows that he was extremely clutch. They put up 38 points, so it must have been some defensive touchdowns too. I can't remember, but
it makes sense what you're saying because also running game gets you up in the field goal range too.
Right.
So if your running game is extremely stout, I could keep just running the ball up until the 30-40 yard line.
Exactly.
And get in your territory, and then from there have a game plan of just doing checkdowns.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes go and score for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. And you got Travis Kelce. Like I mentioned in my last video that a quarterback's best friend outside of a great running game is a great tight end.
Yeah.
Like Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates, So, I mean, that's
Brady, Rob
Gronkowski. Yeah, Gronk, and he had Aaron Hernandez for a little bit. Those tight ends, they definitely help a quarterback in those situations too. So when you have a really great running game, you got a really great tight end, you're almost certain to always be converting on third downs, to converting to being to produce in critical moments when it's needed. You don't have to so much always. I mean, that's how the Chiefs are playing. That's how the Chiefs are winning. They're winning first off in all phases of the game.
Situational football.
Yeah, situational football. And that's the thing about Patrick Mahomes. He is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, situational quarterback of all time. He is extremely situational. And that's why it's getting to the point now where people are talking. He is so good at situational and understanding the game as a whole. Now people are talking about him being, him like cheating, the Chiefs cheating, or everybody is tired of him doing the flopping and looking for flags from the refs. And I'm actually not mad about that because I'm like that's his job. His job is he's a quarterback, man. He's a quarterback. He's not a linebacker. He's not a running back. He's not a wide receiver. He's the quarterback. His job is to understand everything on the field and to use everything to his leverage. If it's within the rules, if it's legal for him to do it, then you do it. It's a street fight. It's like there is no rule. It's almost like a street fight. There is no rules in a street fight. But his Patrick Mahomes' goal is to win the game, not to win the fans, not to win the media over, not to win people's opinion over. His job is to win. That's his job. And however he does that, if it's not cheating, then he does it. Him looking for a flag is not cheating. It might be wussy. It might look like a pussy doing it, but it's not cheating. You know what I'm saying? He might look like last week when they was playing against who they beat last week. Who was it? My memory's getting bad. Who was it? Who did they beat last week? The Texans.
Yeah.
When the Texans were playing physical football, but it wasn't physical enough because Patrick Mahomes is so crafty and so situational. When they was pushing him out of bounds, he was like flopping out of the bounds and all that. Yeah, he looks like a pussy doing that. But he's a winner, man. He's competitive. He's going to use everything to his advantage, to his leverage, and that's what he's supposed to do. So I'm not mad at Patrick Mahomes doing that. I mean, I'm like, that's what he's supposed to do, man. He understands the situation. He understands the game better than anybody does on that field. And that's why they win, man. I mean, and when it's time for him to show up and be clutch, that's exactly what he does. He will truck over a linebacker. He will juke a corner or something or whatever, a safety. I mean, he just figures it out, man. And then same for Travis Kelce. Him and Travis Kelce would just show up when it's time for him to show up.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, me and you we got into it about the Justin Herbert situation. I mean, that's one thing about Justin Herbert that I want to see him do because, I mean, here I am saying that Patrick Mahomes is, like, if you just talk about on the field, he's not the best. But I think on what I'm saying that mostly I'm talking about.
Well, then who is the best?
Well,
if it's not him.
Well, collectively, when we talk about everything as a whole, he is. But if I'm saying like just purely just quarterbacking, I mean, I mean, like, outside of that playoff game, I feel like Justin Herbert's up there. Outside of that playoff game. And you said what?
Why?
Well, because Justin
Herbert. Like the best? I'm not talking about like top. We're talking about who's the best. You said
just on the field, like not collectively, not wins, not playoff wins, not Super Bowls, not collectively, just on the field, just quarterbacking. Just on the field quarterbacking. Like, I feel like this year, I would say like Herbert. For some reason, I'm thinking of Jayden Daniels.
Yes.
Jayden Daniels. I'm thinking. I would say Caleb Williams, but he's made too many mistakes for me to say that. So no. But like Jayden Daniels, Herbert, Josh Allen, even though his offensive line is overlooked a lot. Like his offensive line had a lot to do with how productive he was this year. You know, a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, Josh Allen is playing great without anybody." First off, he has 2 really good tight ends, and he has a hell of an offensive line. Josh Allen has barely been sacked this year. He's barely been touched, and he's a running back quarterback. So obviously, he's going to produce. His style, that team, that system fits his playing style. That's why his turnovers went down, and that's why they were so okay with getting rid of Stephon Diggs, because they're like, okay, what we're gonna do is how Josh Allen, because like there was like Josh Allen doesn't need a receiver like Stephon Diggs. So what we know the type of player that Josh Allen is. He is a freaking fullback running back. And this guy, he does not mind running. Let's beef him up. Give him what can you do to make a running back look really great? Beef up that offensive line. Look at Saquon Barkley. So that's what they did. They was like, they beefed that offensive line up. They got him really 2 good tight ends. You know, they drafted Keon Coleman. They went and got Amari Cooper too, and they got Shakur. Another wide receiver. They got reliable receivers. So if Josh Allen does decide to use them, you know they're not going to drop the ball. They're not going to run the wrong routes. They're reliable workhorse wide receivers, especially Amari Cooper. So that's what they did. That's why Josh Allen he has an MVP season. So you know.
So with all that being said, you wouldn't put Josh Allen up there.
Well, I can't take away what he's still doing, because he still has to come out there and produce. Because, I mean, it won't, like, you could put Zach Wilson out there. I don't think Zach Wilson will do what Josh Allen does. So I can't take away his skill set and what he does. You know, I can't take away what, like, him using that system to the greatest of his benefit, you know, to produce. I'm just saying it's just not, when I talk about stuff like this, I'm just saying it's not, these players are not as great as people are trying to say. And some of the players that the people are saying that are worse, they're not as worse as you think they are. Because of the situation is what I'm saying. So it's really tight. It's like tight. Like to me, in my world, like Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, it's like right there, you know? And like so
Joe Burrow?
So like Joe Burrow, I mean, man, the thing about Joe
was phenomenal.
What he did, yeah, stats wise was phenomenal. It was all garbage time stats. That's another thing that people are overlooking.
Wait, his defense was dead last, offensive line was horrible. And he was still just going out there, giving all he can, putting every single game on his shoulders. All he has is Jamar Chase.
But that ain't all he has.
That's the only person. That's all he has.
No, he got T. Higgins as well. He got 2 number 1s.
That's it.
That's it. Bro, 2 number 1s? How many quarterbacks got 2 number 1s?
What I'm saying is, if you just got two wide receivers. But if your offensive lineman ain't blocking you, your running game ain't nothing. If your defense is constantly forcing you to score 45 points a game, you know what I'm saying? He's legit putting it all on his shoulders.
Well, he's not putting it all on his shoulders. Jamar Chase is a triple crown.
A good 80%.
I wouldn't even give him that much, because I think it's disrespectful to Jamar Chase. It's 50%, 50-50. Because look at Jamar Chase's stats. Half of those stats of Joe Burrow's is from Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase has like over 2,000 yards this year. Joe Burrow does. I don't even think Joe Burrow even cracked 5,000 this year. I don't even think Joe Burrow had 5,000 passing yards. And that's what I'm saying. And yeah, he doesn't have a good offensive line, but if you have receivers who's always getting open to T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, you don't have that offensive line. Don't have to be that great for you if you have a quick release, get that ball off, and your receivers is wide open. You're passing the ball right to Jamar Chase, and he's wide open, and he could turn a 10-yard hitch to a 50-yard touchdown, or some crap like that, or a dig into a touchdown. So I mean, that's what I'm saying.
First off, the only quarterback I think to ever throw 5,000 yards, I think, was Peyton Manning.
No, Justin Herbert threw his 5,000 yards his rookie year.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think Drew Brees did it one time.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, everybody, that's what I'm saying. Like, people, the media is pick and choosing who they want to ride with. Because Joe Burrow is eating off that Super Bowl win. Super Bowl performance appearance. Because Justin Herbert did the exact same thing, was in the exact same situation that Joe Burrow was in. Actually, he was in a worse situation because he had a worse coach than Joe Burrow was in, and nobody talked about him. People were still knocking him about, because he can't win, yada yada yada. Now, given I see that Joe Burrow, he did go to the AFC Championship, then he did go to the Super Bowl. But what the hell did he do this year? So that's what I'm saying. That goes back to my point. He's eating off that Super Bowl appearance because
I think the media is eating off of that. Not so much Joe Burrow.
Well, no, I mean,
you said, the media is eating off of that.
Well, no, the media is not benefiting from that. They're riding Joe Burrow. That's what I'm saying. Everybody is talking about like how Joe Burrow still went to the Super Bowl. He did that. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, yeah, what he did was cool. I'm not taking that away. But what I'm saying is like, let's not pick and choose. He didn't even crack the playoffs. He hasn't been to the playoffs in 2 years. But so we're saying what he did to this year was phenomenal. But he hasn't even been to the playoffs in 2 years.
Well, like you said, it's like you were giving Patrick Mahomes though. You were saying it's the coaching, it's the run game, it's you said the best friend second to a running back to a quarterback is a tight end.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is a tight end, but the dude got two elite. He got two elite wide receivers, but yeah,
it's all of that.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
my thing on Justin Herbert is that like his first year when he went to the playoffs, right? He had more talent on that squad than he did this year.
The first year he went to the playoffs?
Yes, he had Keenan Allen, he had Mike Williams, he had Austin Eckler, he had star talent. He had more talent on that squad than he did this year.
And he won more games this year.
But I'm talking about the playoffs. He was up 27-0. Okay, and you brought it to my attention. Dude, it was coaching, this, that, another. I was like, okay, I gave him a pass. I was like, right on. Okay, this year we went to the playoffs. All year long he threw 3 interceptions, right?
Yeah.
All year long he threw 3 interceptions. This game he fell flat face on his face. You can't say it was coaching. You really even can't say it's bad receivers. Because if he was playing really good. Like you said, he had more passing yards this year. He had less interceptions this year with that same bad receiving core. And what did he do this year?
So why can't you say you can't just say that it was bad wide receivers just because he didn't throw that many picks in the regular season?
Yes, I can't say that because he was producing very well with a bad wide receiving core.
Well, I mean, it's only a matter of time sometimes when that bad wide receiving core their faults will show up. And that's in those 4 picks. 2 out of those 4 picks was, I have to watch the game again, but to my knowledge, 2 out of those 4 picks were from drops. From drops from his wide receiver.
It's also the way you place the ball in the receiver's hands too.
Yeah, but that was on the Lat McConkey throw. That was a bad ball placement. Those 2 other picks was not his fault. Those are 2 wide receivers that dropped the pass, and it ended up as an interception. Especially the Will Disley drop. It was right in his hands. It was literally right in his hands. He put it right in the breadbasket. So those 2 picks wasn't on him. So, the other 2 picks definitely was on him. And not only that, I will say in the very beginning of the game, the first drive, he overthrew Lat McConkey. Now that's one thing that he does need to work on. That's the biggest things that Justin Herbert needs to work on is just being more competitive, and he needs to work on being more situational, and he needs to work on not overthrowing wide receivers. So 2 games. So like the Chargers could have had probably could have had 2 games won this year, and they probably could have had a playoff game won this year if if the wide receivers would have had their stuff together, because we would have won against, we could have beaten the Arizona Cardinals. If just what I'm saying, that's what this is. This is what Justin Herbert is working with. We could have beat the Cardinals if Jalen Reagor, a wide receiver that we just got off the streets from New England. He was supposed to be a beast wide receiver. He was a bust. He was actually drafted before Justin Jefferson. He was actually coming out as the number 1 wide receiver ranked in the draft. But Jalen Reagor, he freaking fumbled the ball. He was in there in the end zone. He fumbles the ball. We could have won that game against the Cardinals. So we could have had 12 wins. And so it was against the Ravens. This was on Justin Herbert's fault from him overthrowing wide receivers. He overthrew, I can't remember who he overthrew, but against the Ravens, he overthrew like 3 wide receivers that could have ended up as a touchdown. Well, I think we lost to the Ravens 32, was it 32 to 12 or something like that? 32 to 19?
We lost by, I think, 10 points.
We lost by 10 points, bro.
30.
Yeah. Justin Herbert, he overthrew like 2 touchdowns. So he has to work on that. He really does. He overthrows players way too much. I don't know. I do know why, because he puts too much on it. He needs to be a little more ease up on that. If he can get those, those are 3 games. Wait, the Cardinals, and the Texans. We could have beaten the Texans. Now, well, it would have been a lot closer if he would not have been overthrowing those players. Because the first touchdown drive, the first drive, we could have scored. So we lost 32 to 12, I think. So So it would have been like 32 to 6 plus 12, 19. So that could have been like 20 points right there. And then I think there was another I can't remember, I have to look, but he overthrew Ladd McConkey for that pick 6. He overthrew. That's why Ladd McConkey, it kind of touched Ladd McConkey's hands, but it was way too high. He overthrew him, and then I think it was Leicester who got it and run it back. So that was a 6. So you take that 6 points away. So both because of Justin Herbert, he overthrows players too much. That in that Texas game, that resulted in a costly touchdown for the Chargers, and it resulted in a costly touchdown for not a costly touchdown for the Texans, but it resulted in a touchdown for the Texans. So we kind of lost by that's like 12 points right there. That you take that 6 points away from the Texans and 6 points from the Chargers, it would have been a lot closer. They won like 34, so I think 6 minus 34 is like so like 28. So like 28, and then so like 27. So it would have been like 27. It would have been like 26 to 21 or something like that. So we probably would have only lost by like a touchdown if Justin Herbert would have just been freaking not overthrowing his wide receivers. And football is situational. So those 2 situations right there, who say we probably could have went down and scored on that drive if he didn't overthrow Ladd McConkey. And for Leicester to catch that ball and intercept it for a pick 6, or our defense probably could have tightened up a little bit, because how terrible our offense was playing, our defense was starting to break down a little bit. So we probably could have won that Texans game if Justin Herbert played
horrible.
Well, he did play bad. He did play bad, but he didn't play as bad as people are trying to say he did. Because like I'm saying, those 2 picks, if he didn't have those 2 interceptions, I don't think people would have been jumping down his. If you just would have had those 2 picks, I don't think people would have been jumping down his throat.
Here's my thing with Herbert. Guy is freaking talented. He's a freak of nature. You could almost put him in this group of a mixture of Ben Roethlisberger and Peyton Manning together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He goes out there, he plays with broken ribs, sprained ankles, all that. My thing is, though, he takes a lot of sacks. He's not fundamentally sound. And we're paying him, his contract is $262.5 million. That's elite money. So all the things that you're saying is he needs to be more competitive, he needs to watch the way he's throwing. It's like we're entering year 6. It's either you got it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? He's talented as hell. He is extremely talented. Probably the most talented thrower in the league. Pure thrower. He has a big arm. He can get you those yards. He can get you those touchdowns. But it's like that's it. You know what I'm saying? We got to have more. We got to have an edge. We got to have a dog. He has to be a cerebral assassin. He has to have that Kobe-ness gene. You're getting paid that money. So when is it going to come? It's either you got it or you don't. And that's why I told you when we lost, I was like, we gotta get a new quarterback. Sometimes change of scenery is best for both parties. Because imagine if we traded him to the Steelers. His entire mentality would probably change under the Steelers organization with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, so that's where it doesn't really make sense when you say stuff like something like that.
But how?
Because you're talking about him going to the Steelers and him changing his mentality with Mike Tomlin. He can't change his mentality with Jim Harbaugh?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I gotta see more.
Well, you saw a lot this year. He had his best year. He had his best year his entire season this year. He had his worst game of his entire career in the playoff game.
When it mattered. That's what I'm saying. So it's like his first time he went there, okay, people blame the coaching, but it's like he was up 27-0 against the Jags. It wasn't like the Jags was a better squad than us. We had more talent. We were actually a better team than the Jags. 27-0, and we lost this playoff game when it mattered. You said he had his best year, his best season as a quarterback. Okay, but when it mattered, how did he perform? And then you try to break it down to be like, oh, well, the two interceptions wasn't his fault. But what about the other two? And what about the overthrow pass? It's like, does he elevate his game when it matters?
Well, there's only so many quarterbacks who has elevated their game when it matters, in within their 5 years of the league. So that's what I'm saying. Like you guys are like you guys are all criticizing him on stuff that really is truly unfair to the quarterbacks of the NFL. I don't care how much money he's making. Like it's a different modern era, and quarterbacks are getting paid half that and not even touch the field. Quarterbacks getting paid half that and they are completely garbage, like Kirk Cousins. So okay, he's the money. Okay, cool. But the reality is, no quarterback has ever, outside of, I can think of it, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, has ever just won an entire Super Bowl just purely off them. It hasn't even happened. It just hasn't. Patrick Mahomes doesn't even do it. That's why I would never put Patrick. That's why I have to see more out of Patrick Mahomes for me to even say he's on the same level as Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Those two quarterbacks, Tom Brady, he was riding on the back of running game defense like Patrick Mahomes is winning right now. Earlier his career when he was winning those Super Bowls. Later on in his career, I saw Tom Brady literally single-handedly beat the entire Falcons off himself, and they was down by 27 points. Peyton Manning, the Broncos was garbage when he got there, and they were garbage his first year. When they went to the Super Bowl, they got blown out by Seattle. They got dog walked. And then the next year, he wins the Super Bowl. Like, it was purely, literally, like off Peyton Manning. He took that team over from Tim Tebow. You know what I'm saying? So those are only two quarterbacks that can do that. It takes a team collective. I don't care how much money he's making. It's asking for two. Like what he did this year shows you that he does have it, because he was clutch. Because at first they said he couldn't do it in game. He's not clutch at all. He can't show up when the ball is in his hands. That's what they said. And then he did it this year in the regular season. I didn't hear anybody say anything about it. Okay, so now he played bad in the postseason. Now they're using that same narrative. But it's like you can't just erase what he improved this year. He improved this year. With his first year best head coach.
He to be fair, the Chargers collectively as a whole really only beat up and won against bad teams.
But that's what they're supposed to do. They weren't even doing that in his early career. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's improvement.
Competitive teams. You get what I'm saying?
But the competitive teams, they hardly was ever losing against. They like I said, some of those other teams that they only lost. They played the Chiefs twice, and they only lost to the Chiefs like a total of 6 points. The two times they played them, they could have swept the Chiefs. They could have swept the Chiefs this year, and they only lost to Pittsburgh, a competitive team, by 6 points, I think. And the Ravens, like I said, if he works on stop overthrowing players, that would have been enough. That would have been a win right there. So you see. like you see, there has been improvement. And Jim's nobody's going to be able to get stop having a team repeat the same mistakes. No coach is going to be able to do that better than Jim Harbaugh. So to me, it's crazy to be like, okay, 1 year with him with Jim Harbaugh, he played his best season of his entire career. He played it, but at the same time, he played his worst game when it matters. But that still doesn't override. That's still not enough to override even two playoff games. So the first playoff game is I don't put that on him. This playoff game, I do put that on him. I do put it on him. But that doesn't override what he has done his entire career and in him having his best year and volume wise this past year. And he had first year head coach. Like that's ludicrous to even want to get rid of him. First year head coach Jim Harbaugh, and then this is going to be his first time ever going into a second year with his second offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, because he's had a different offensive coordinator every single year as well. And then he's never really had a running game. This year's running game was okay. He had his best running game his entire career with J.K. Dobbins, but you already know the Chargers are going to. Jim Harbaugh is going to invest in that, and not only say the only quarterback that has been hit more than Justin Herbert this entire career. I mean not his career, but his entire season this year. Like people talk about how bad Joe Burrow's offensive line was, but Joe Burrow wasn't getting sacked and getting hit as hard as much as Justin Herbert was. You're talking about him holding onto the ball. He's not the fact that he's holding onto the ball. He's not like he's Caleb Williams trying to avoid interceptions or mistakes. If you watch those games, the interior offensive line is terrible. He has the only quarterback who has been hit more than Justin Herbert this year has been Patrick Mahomes. So, was Patrick Mahomes holding on to the ball too long? You know what I'm saying? So no, it's not that. I mean, the lack of wide receiver productivity. The only wide receiver that Justin Herbert had that's reliable is Lat McConkey. He's a rookie wide receiver. That's it. So I mean, you gave but you said what?
I hear what you're saying, but then I look at like all the things that you could be a salesman because all the things you said was very, very, very persuasive. Like I was like, okay, but then it made me think about C.J. Stroud. He lost Stephon Diggs to an ACL, and then he lost his other top wide receiver against the Chiefs.
But he's been garbage all year. He wasn't even great in the playoffs.
But my thing is like, I don't care how you perform in the regular season. You could throw for 50 interceptions in the regular season. But what do you do in the postseason?
But he wasn't even good in the postseason. He wasn't good against the Chargers.
I mean, he beat us. He beat the Chargers.
No, the Texans beat us. Did you see how much Justin Herbert was getting sacked, getting hit, getting hammered? C.J. Stroud was too. But C.J. Stroud was playing terrible as well. They just won the game.
He threw 3 interceptions to himself. Yeah, he did. But
and he was garbage against the Chiefs too.
Well, they were up they lost by a touchdown. So while whether he was garbage or not, they were still in position to win. Is what I'm saying. It's not so much that you lost; it's how you lost.
Well, they were in a position. Well, I'm just saying the Texans they played better than the Chargers in the postseason collectively, but C.J. Stroud he didn't play all that well this year or in the postseason. He did make the throws when they mattered. He did do that. I'll give it to that too much to him. But his team put him in that situation for him to do that. C.J. Stroud, he's not in a worse situation than Justin Herbert is. Justin Herbert has a great coach now, but the offense was still in shambles. C.J. Stroud would have been a lot worse. The Chargers were not even made to this playoffs if C.J. Stroud was on the Chargers. That's just bottom line. If Justin Herbert was on the Texans,
I agree with that.
Yeah, and if Justin Herbert was on the Texans, they more than likely probably would have beat the Chiefs. If Justin Herbert was on the Texans, that's just bottom line. They more than likely would have. If Justin Herbert was on the Bengals, he would do the same thing, if not more, than what Joe Burrow's doing. So, I mean, you got to look at that too. So, like, C.J. Stroud, I like C.J. Stroud. I liked him coming out of college. I wrote about him. I wrote about, like, him his rookie year. But C.J. Stroud was not, he digressed this year. He did. And, it was a little, that's what I'm saying. Like, we look at the quarterback stat, we look at these wins and losses as quarterback stats, and we just run along with that, and that's it. I hate that. I hate that the media does that. I mean, like I said, it matters. You put it in there, but we put too much on it. Too much on it. That's my argument on that. And like, so okay, I can't say. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
I can't say. Okay, I like I said, I can't say Justin Herbert is the best quarterback in the league. It'll be disrespectful to Patrick Mahomes. It'll be disrespectful to Jayden Daniels with what Jayden Daniels is doing right now. Well, not really, because Jayden Daniels, this is only 1 year. But like this year, okay, I can't say Justin Herbert was better than Jayden Daniels this year. The regular season, yeah, but collectively, no. But like I said, if we're just talking about pure quarterbacking, I think Justin Herbert, you know, I will just stand on that. I think he's the best in pure quarterbacking. Pure quarterbacking. He was garbage. He was terrible in the playoffs, yes. But it's the same thing when it was with Sam Darnold, you know, because like if Sam Darnold was great all year, and then when he played his last 2 games, he sucked. But here's the thing too, you know, not enough running game, too much reliable on his arm. You know, you had Aaron Jones back there, and you just keep trying to pass the ball to Justin Jefferson. And if a team, you know what I'm saying? It's stupid, bro. It's crazy. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're not going to win like off that. They
really relied on him to win the game. And I was like, oh, like bro, like collectively, y'all gotta like win, like run the football sometimes, you know. But they couldn't even run the football. They couldn't even run on the Rams defense
or the Lions.
Not to go off the the Rams and Lions. Not to go off subject, what we're talking about Justin Herbert, but I get what you're saying. It makes sense. It's just that I just look, and I'm just like, it's a mentality thing for me.
Well, yeah, you know? He does need to be more competitive. Nick Wright, he said something, because like I hate Nick Wright's takes when he talks about Justin Herbert. I hate everybody's takes on when talking about Justin Herbert, because they all criticize him too. I think they unfairly criticize him, but I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve no criticism. Justin Herbert definitely deserves some criticism. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying how in their takes and what they're saying, I don't agree with what they're saying. The context of it, I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But, criticize him. He deserves it. He deserves the blame. Yes, he does. Like I said, I just critiqued him just now about how he throws and about his lack of competitiveness. You know? And so this goes to what I'm talking about Nick Wright. Nick Wright said something that I actually agreed with. He said, with Justin Herbert's talent, and you kind of said this too. He was like, with Justin Herbert's talent, he said if he had the intangibles of Baker Mayfield, we would literally be having a discussion right now if he's better than Patrick Mahomes, or if he's the greatest quarterback of all time. He's like, if he had that, I don't know if he said he's the greatest quarterback of all time, but he literally was saying like, we will literally be talking right now like him and Patrick Mahomes head to head. He said if he had Baker Mayfield's intangibles. And I thought about that, and I laughed. I was like, he's actually right. He's actually right. You know? And I said this. I even said this last year. I said this before I think I even said this before Jim Harbaugh even came to the Chargers. I said, dog, one thing I am worried about with Justin Herbert. I think he lacks competitiveness. I don't think he's competitive enough.
Yeah.
If he can just be more. This year he did become a little bit more competitive. This year, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying too. Like he was more competitive this year than he's ever has been, and he had his best year than he's ever has had outside of the playoff game. So that kind of put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, and I think a lot of people was very hopeful. They were like, Justin Herbert's going to win his first playoff game, so I get it. But I'm like, let's give it a couple more years under Harbaugh. You said what?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's give it a more like if it's 3 years in, and he can't even get one playoff game, then I'm like, okay, yeah. And he's like, that'll be his 8th year. I'm like, yeah, he's not it. He's not it. Yeah, he's not it. You know, he's just gonna be another Dan Marino. But I think even Dan Marino won some playoff games. Yeah, because he went to the Super Bowl his first year.
Super Bowl too.
Wait, Dan Marino didn't go to the Super Bowl his rookie year though, right? It wasn't his rookie year.
No, not.
It was a year. It was a year after, right?
Something like that. Yeah, he did go to at least twice, I think. At least.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. So he did at least win playoff games. So Justin Herbert, and he at least went to the Super Bowl. So Justin, but that's crazy. That's crazy. I really honestly probably think if he doesn't win a playoff game next year, people are going to start questioning. It's going to be like, okay, the Chargers, because I think his contract is going to be up. Not even 3 years.
No, I think his contract's up to 2029.
It's up in 2029?
Yeah.
Okay, it's 2025 now. So, yeah, so 3 more years. So, yeah, I mean, no, they should have renewed his contract if it's up. I mean, but 3 years, I'm thinking 3 years is even asking more. It's more than enough because you should win at least a playoff game in 3 years. He needs to win a playoff game next year. And I did say this, that I'm actually kind of sound like I'm contradicting myself now, but I'm talking about collectively. I did say, like I was saying, like pure quarterbacking, he's the best, but collectively, no. I did say that I cannot put him in under the same breath, like one of my top 5, whatever. I mean, when I just talk about my top 5, I'm talking about collectively. I cannot put him in the top 5 at all, until he wins 3 playoff games in a row. So here I am. I'm defending him, but
this is me clapping.
I can't.
That's me clapping. That's all I wanted to hear from you.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah. I wrote that. I didn't write about it, but I commented on that. I wanted the comments. I can't do it. He has to win at least 3 playoff games in a row. He has to for me to put him in the top 5 collectively. Now I talk about pure quarterbacking. Forget that. Collectively,
again,
everything.
This is what I say. It's like, to me, it's not that you lose. It's how you lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's how you lose. Like, even if he loses a playoff game next year, like, I wouldn't be so upset. But it's like, if we lose, just like, be competitive and don't be up 27-0, or don't be, throwing 4 interceptions and have people's comments say, well, 2 of them wasn't your fault, but 2 of them was. It's just like, well, you have to be a cerebral assassin. You gotta have that.
He's definitely not a cerebral assassin. He's not.
You gotta elevate your game. You gotta at least be competitive in the playoffs. At least. I'm not even saying win a playoff game. I'm just saying just be there. Just mentally be there. Be a lion. Because even a lions fight, but either one lion's going to have to win. Right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see any fight. I just don't see any fight when it comes to, like, when it's crunch time. The regular season, yeah, he plays ball, but to me, it's like seeing, like, just a regular person out there just playing football, just enjoying themselves, having fun. Right. You got to have more than that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's my only thing about Justin Herbert. He needs to have that edge. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be playing for something. It's like, what does it mean to you? You know what I'm saying? What is being in the playoffs, in the NFL playoffs? What does that mean to you? Right. You know what I'm saying? Where's that fire at? Where's that burning sensation that, I'm in the playoffs and I will not die here. If I do die, I'm going to take everybody with me. That's why I jumped the gun, and I was just like, I saw his first year not his first year, but his first playoff game, and then I saw it again. It's just like, okay, seems like a pattern, a character pattern. Right. I was like, I was at least expecting to perform well. I wasn't expecting you to perform bad, especially with a great head coach like Jim Harbaugh. Yeah. That's why I was like, you know what? He got rid of Keenan Allen. He got rid of Mike Williams. He got rid of Austin Eckler. Khalil Mack is on an unrestricted free agent. Joey Bosa, we're debating if we should bring him back. So I was just like, wipe the whole slate clean. You got new head coach, new GM, new everything. I was like, you just might as well just wipe all slate clean.
No, man.
Trade him to like the Vikings. No. Trade him to a contender.
No, man. No.
No,
I don't know. I completely I agree with you. I agree with you.
Justin Herbert will be more successful with the Vikings and the Chargers?
I don't care about him, how successful he's going to be with the Vikings and the Chargers. He's on the Chargers. I want him to be on the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh is going to get as much out of Justin Herbert than any other coach in the entire NFL. He's going to be great with the Vikings. Yeah, of course he will. He's going to be great anywhere you put. Justin Herbert's the type of quarterback that's going to be able. He proves that. He's proven that because he's had 5 different systems his entire career. So he's proven that he can produce. That he can at least produce in any system, in any team. That's why I said he is up there at pure quarterbacking, because there's only so many quarterbacks that you can put anywhere and they still produce. Only quarterbacks I can think of that can do that is Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Those are the only 4 quarterbacks, because they have shown me that they could do that. Those are only 4 quarterbacks that I have seen that can produce anywhere you put them anywhere.
That's fair.
You know? And that's pure quarterbacking. That's pure quarterbacking. I don't know that about Joe Burrow. I have never seen Joe Burrow without elite weapons. Never seen it. People talk about his offensive line. Okay. But he doesn't need a great offensive line if his dudes is always open. Oh, I see this huge pass rusher coming. Bam, but Jamar Chase is wide open. You know what I'm saying? Bam. So I mean, come on, bro. Like, no, like I can't do that with Joe Burrow. Like, I'm not saying Joe Burrow isn't good, but Joe Burrow, he cracks that top 6 for me. He tops that 6. He's right there at number 6 for me. You know? Because it still takes a good quarterback to do what Joe Burrow does. A great quarterback to do what he does. But if you're talking about me putting him over Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, no, hell no. Because put Justin Herbert on the Bengals. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is better than Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. They stay healthier. And that's another thing. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams wasn't always healthy when Justin Herbert was playing. When he had them, especially Mike Williams. They weren't. And look, and that's another thing. People talk about elevating games. Justin Herbert doesn't elevate games. Look at Keenan Allen and Mike Williams' production this year. Now, given Keenan Allen did have a rookie quarterback, but look at Mike Williams. He has done absolutely. He was on his second team in 1 year, and he has done absolutely nothing on both teams. He was way worse on the Jets. He had some big throws on the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he was complete. I'm watching the Steelers, and I forget Mike Williams is even playing for the Steelers. He was hardly even on the damn field. And the Steelers, they lack wide receiver production. The only receiver they had was freaking Pickens, and he was screwing up. So what I'm saying, Mike Williams is a vet. But when he was on the Chargers, people were like, man, Mike Williams is beast. He's nice. That was Justin Herbert doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, would Ladd be as good as he is now if he wasn't playing with Justin Herbert? We don't know. I don't know. Because he has elevated these guys. He has elevated Joshua Palmer. Will Disley was nothing. He made Will Disley, like, into a pass-catching tight end. So that's what I'm saying. He has done it. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's any other quarterback in the NFL that can do it for Justin Herbert than Jim Harbaugh, because Jim Harbaugh is such a competitive coach. He's a competitive guy. If anybody can get it out of Justin Herbert, it's going to be Jim Harbaugh. And we've already seen it already this year. Justin Herbert has been more vocal. He's never been vocal. We're seeing it. So I'm like, yo, okay, everything I'm saying is going to come to fruition. It is. It's going to come to fruition because I'm seeing it. I'm not being biased. I'm not being unrealistic. I'm not being delusional right now. I am just taking everything, all possibilities, and everything I've seen. I'm taking it all, and I'm considering it all. Like, hey, I'm not just saying it because I'm a Chargers fan. Like, I knock Phillip Rivers hard. I knock him so hard.
You do.
Yeah. So and I hated the Chargers. I will tell people, I was like, yeah, I'm a Chargers fan, but I hate them. I hope they lose today. I will say stuff like that. People are like, dang, you're a Chargers fan. You say you hope they lose. I'm like, yeah, I hate the Chargers. I'm a fan, but I hate them. You know, this is prior to Jim Harbaugh coming in and all that. You know, this is prior to Justin Herbert, coming. But like, and even then I was like hating him because I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do with Brandon Staley. You know what I'm saying? I was like, why haven't we fired this fool yet? You know, so like I hated the Chargers for that. You know, so because I hated the Chargers because I'm like, all these garbage ass coaches we're hiring. You know, and given maybe Phillip Rivers probably would have won a Super Bowl if he had a better coach. Because Phillip Rivers didn't have the best coaches either. So I mean, Yeah. So I mean, Phillip Rivers was a dog. If if Justin Herbert had that dog of Phillip Rivers, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I mean, if I was Dean Spanos, I would probably be hitting Phillip Rivers up and being like, "Yo, would you mind being a quarterback coach?"
That would be dope.
That would be dope if Phillip Rivers was a damn quarterback coach. Now, you got Jim Harbaugh and you got Phillip Rivers, bro. He's going to be a freaking dog. He's going to be a freaking animal out there. He's going to be like Tom Brady. Let's fucking go. You know what I'm saying? Like out there, like this lunatic. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was these Meadows, that's why I want to be a general manager, man. Because I would be doing stuff like that. I would be trying to pull strings like that, bro. I will literally be trying to pull strings like that. Yeah, bro. Because think about Phillip Rivers was a damn quarterback's coach. I would be like, bro, how much we need to pay you, bro? Like, be reasonable now. He was
chirping up and down on the field. He was talking smack, and he never cussed. That was one thing about Rivers. He never cussed, but he was always he was in the biggest linebacker's face. He was like, you just keep talking. He was like, what you gonna do? What you do? Always.
Yeah, that dude. I can see why you like him. Yeah.
4 interceptions in a game. He kept talking smack.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
If Justin Herbert got that bully mentality, it's just like, you punch me in my lip, but I'm gonna keep talking.
Right.
Yeah, you punch me in my eye, but I'm gonna keep talking. What you gonna do?
Right.
What you gonna do? I'm still here. Look at the scoreboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, just bring that out of him.
Facts.
Hopefully Jim Harbaugh brings it out of him. You know what I'm saying?
He is, man.
I hope he does.
He is. I know he is. He will, bro. He will. I think I was talking to somebody the other day now too, like, and I was just like, man, if I was Justin Herbert too, man, I'll be hitting up Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning, being like, yo, how do you become a winner? Yeah. Those are the two quarterbacks I would be hitting if I was Justin Herbert. And if I was a general manager, I will tell Justin Herbert to do that.
Yep.
I'll be like, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to invest in this guy because he's too damn talented. If somebody is that talented, I can't put it on the organization. But if I'm in that position, everybody got to hold themselves accountable. So if I'm in that position as a general manager, I will be like, I got to do everything I can to to figure out how I can get this out of Justin Herbert. But at the same time, on the countermeasure, if I was Justin Herbert, on the contrary, if I was Justin Herbert, I'll be thinking in my mind, what do I need to do to become better? I need to do something different. 2, I can't be doing the same thing because at the results of the end results.
Yeah.
I'll have to think outside the box. And I don't know. Thinking outside the box is something that he would not naturally do. Contact Tom Brady. Contact Peyton Manning. What does it take to be a winner? What am I lacking? What do I need to do? You two are the greatest quarterbacks who have ever lived. I need help. I need advice. That's what I would do if I was Justin Herbert, bro.
Real talk.
And if I was a general manager, I'll be trying to lure in. If I was Joe Ortiz for the Chargers, I'll be trying to lure in Phillip Rivers. I'll be like contacting. I was like, bro, I know you're coaching your son, and your son looking like a damn beast. What? Hey, we can. And you could do us a favor. I will see how we can bring him to the Chargers as well, so he can learn under Justin Herbert, and he can learn under you. What can we do to bring you in as a quarterback coach for the Chargers? Your son is still very young. By the time your son is being drafted, Justin Herbert will probably be a little bit towards the end of his getting out of the league, and your son can learn under Justin Herbert, and he can learn under you. You can still coach him. Come on now. Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Like, come on. Y'all could be the Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders in the NFL. So, like, I'm like, come on.
That would be sick.
That would be sick. I'll be like, yo, Will, I figure out what we can do to get him and bring him to the Chargers,
Man, that would be dope. That would be extremely awesome to see.
Yeah, it would, bro. It would. It literally would. Because I heard his son is tearing it up. That's what I hear. Yeah, I heard his son is tearing it up, bro. His son is tearing. Wow. I think his son. I have to look it up. Phillip Rivers' son. I think his son is coming out as the number 1 prospect. I think. Let me see. Yeah, it's Phillip Rivers' son. Phillip Rivers. Let me see.
And I think they won a state championship.
Yeah, his son. His son is. Yeah, let me see. Let's see here. Let's see what the web says. Gunner. Well, that's a crazy name. This dude, man, him Gunner. Gunner Will Rivers is a highly regarded prospect in the class of 2027, according to 24/7 Sports. He is ranked as the number 4 quarterback and the number 33 overall player in his class. So he's still in high school. has in freshman year gone through. His freshman year, he threw for 3,000 yards and 29 touchdowns. He has already received scholarship offers from schools like Auburn and North Carolina State, where his father played. That would be awesome. I mean,
that would be sick. He goes to North Carolina State. Bill Belichick is there.
Oh, snap. I didn't even think about that.
Oh,
that's
man.
Wild. Well, that Bill Belichick stays at North Carolina. Hopefully he does. Because he has a buyout that he can, like, the NFL can buy him out, like a $10 million buyout. But that will be crazy.
That would be insane.
Yes. If that happens. Man. But
that's something.
See, bro, like, so I'll be like, Phillip Rivers, bro. I mean, Gunner, I'll be like, Phillip, come on, man. Come on to the Chargers. Your son. So, like, I know he's probably going to want to still be coaching his son. Because I think he graduates in 2027, I guess. I don't know. I have to look into that. But yeah. But anyway, his son is snapping off. That's the bottom line. And that will be, yeah. That's what I'll be doing if I was a general manager, and that's what I'll be doing if I was Justin Herbert. So, you know, that's kind of all I had to say about that. But hopefully this gets to the Chargers. Hopefully they take that consideration. Hopefully this video gets to Dean Spanos and Joe Ortiz and Justin Herbert. You know.
Hopefully somebody on the Chargers is stumbling on YouTube like what to watch.
Right.
And watching the video and they hear all of what we're saying, like, you know what? We should bring Rivers in.
As a quarterback coach. Come on. If anybody can get the dog out of Justin Herbert, it gotta be Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, man.
Come on. Now he got the double edged. He got the double edged sword. He got Phillip Rivers and Jim Harbaugh. You can't get any more competitive than that.
Come on.
Justin Herbert gonna be looking like freaking. He gonna be running like Josh Allen.
That's all I want. That's all I want from Justin Herbert. To be a cerebral assassin. To be completely have that annihilating spirit. Like, I am gonna take over. This is mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is mine.
Facts.
And I'm going home with this. I'm going home with something.
Facts. Yeah. Denzel Washington. I'm from around the way. I'm leaving here with something. For real. If I want something, I'm leaving with something. I don't know what it might be, but it's going to be something. I'm leaving with something.
I'm leaving with something. Shoot.
For real. I completely agree with you. Man. I guess we can come to a settlement on that. I agree with you, man. I agree.
Yeah.
So we can end it on let's see. Oh yeah, so we can end it on like who we think should be MVP and who are our predictions for the games. So like who you think gonna win? Like what you think gonna win between the Chiefs and the Bills today?
My mind is saying the Chiefs for obvious reasons. You know, it's just they've been in this position before. They got Andy Reid. They got Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce always kind of turns his game up when it's playoff time too. You know, he out of nowhere can get a big yard, 30, 40 yards, and they put him in field goal position. That's just the Chiefs' game plan. They know how to capitalize on small stuff.
Right.
You know, small open, like Travis Kelce did last week.
Right.
You know, that big, just how they just had him wide open. Just wide open.
Right.
And he just ran for 40 yards.
Right.
And then they got in the field goal range. They scored. I think they scored a touchdown. But that's the Chiefs. So, but my gut is telling me that the Bills will win. And I'm gonna go with the Bills. I'm going with the Bills to win.
You going with the Bills?
Yes, I'm going with the Bills to win 34-28.
34-28.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I feel like they got a lot. I feel like just Josh Allen is gonna have I feel like we're gonna see a different Josh Allen this game. I feel like we're not gonna see the same. I feel like he's gonna elevate his game even more. He has to.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna have to. Yeah, he definitely gonna have to elevate his game if he's going to beat Patrick Mahomes. Because like that competitive nature that we talked about, you don't think Patrick Mahomes don't hear all that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You don't think Patrick Mahomes hears people saying that the Chiefs is going to lose to the Bills? Come on now.
Yep.
So
and they're playing at Kansas City too.
Well, my mind and my gut is saying the Chiefs is going to win. The Bills, I mean, the Chiefs is good. They're just going to do it. They're just too. They're too competitive, man. They're too. Andy Reid and he's such a freaking crafty head coach. I mean, he just knows how to put his team in better situations to win. And then Patrick Mahomes knows how to do the exact same thing. Patrick Mahomes is like Andy Reid at quarterback. Like they're crafty, bro. They both are extremely crafty, and they use every single leverage to their advantage. The Bills is starting to act like that as well. That's why Josh Allen has been so freaking great this year, and that's why the Bills is where they are right now. So I don't even think Josh Allen has ever. I think this is Josh Allen's first AFC Championship. Yeah, I think this is his first AFC Championship.
I think this is his first AFC Championship.
So he has taken his game to the next level. And Josh Allen has been here's the thing, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Situation for a while, like before Stephon Diggs got there, Josh Allen wasn't really doing anything.
Not at all.
Not
really.
He was looking
division around.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't really doing anything. So I mean, now that the Bills has invested in him, how they should, his level has taken to the next step. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying about Justin Herbert. This dude is only in his 5th year. I'm like, everybody calm freak down. Look at Lamar Jackson. He's been in the league longer than Justin Herbert. He's been in the league 2 years longer than Justin Herbert, and he's still struggling in the playoffs. Look what Lamar Jackson did last week. Now, he did play well in the second half, but I'm not going to erase what he did in the first half, those costly mistakes that he made. Because who's to say that those two costly picks, like those two costly turnovers that Lamar Jackson did, because people are like, well, it didn't result into a touchdown, so those turnovers didn't matter. The offense didn't score. Actually, it does matter, because who's to say that the Ravens probably would not have scored on those downs that Lamar Jackson turned the ball over on. They probably could have scored on those two downs that he turned the ball over on. That's what I was talking about Justin Herbert. I was like, that drive that Justin Herbert, when he overthrew Matt McConkey and he went in an interception, and Leicester, he turned it back. Who's to say that, even it did result in a defensive touchdown, but who's to say that we probably would not have scored on that drive? We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because it probably turned the damn ball over. So that's what I'm saying.
You said, it probably is too premature to say just trade Justin Herbert. That's what I was saying. I was like, bro, this dude is in his 5th year. He had 1 year with Jim Harbaugh. Now, it was 5 years with Jim Harbaugh and 5 years with that team building. I'm like, okay, bro, yeah, maybe he's not it. This is his first year where he is in a functional organization. Jim Harbaugh is still getting all of that bull crap out of the players. He still has a lot of those players who go through the Brandon Staley. Jim Harbaugh only brought a few of the players that he wanted on that team. You know what I'm saying? So he's still getting that culture out. Jim Harbaugh is dissecting I'm trying to think of the word. He's like flushing out all of the shit out of the Chargers organization, and he's turning it into water. Literally, he's flushing out the shit and turning it into water, bro. He is literally the sewage system right now. That's what Jim Harbaugh is doing. So that's going to take time. We're talking about decades, not just from even Phillip Rivers. We're talking about prior to Phillip Rivers. The Chargers has always been known for charging and all this other stuff. They've always been known for that. Fouls, yeah. So I mean, he is changing it, you know. So it's like, I'm like, this like, bro, like, I want to see what year 2 looks like, what version 2 looks like. That's what Jim Harbaugh said. He said version 2 now. We're on version 2. That's what Jim Harbaugh said. And he said, Jim Harbaugh said, we failed Justin Herbert. We failed him. Him and George, he said that. They was like, we're going to put more weapons around him. We're going to invest even more. They know. I'm like, bro, I'm excited. I'm excited for September to come. Can September come here even faster? Can these 6 months just go by so September can get here? I'm excited for what we're going to draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I create this channel. I eat, sleep, and breathe football. This football is vital to me. It brings life to me. Like, I was talking to you about my ex and all that, repressing. When I get into football, bro, like, it transforms me. That's why I want to make a living out of this. That's why I want to get into coaching or scouting, because I can just be a mad scientist and just be knee deep into it. I'm like, forget the world. I don't care about the world. I just want to be in football.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's how I was when I played.
It makes total sense because what you're saying about Josh Allen, about him elevating his game without Stephon Diggs, that was pretty remarkable. Yeah, like because he did. I didn't expect him to be in the MVP conversation without Stephon Diggs. I was like, the Bills are going to be the same old Bills. They're going to lose in the divisional round.
Yeah.
I was like, they're not going to go far. But I didn't consider the Bills to go far because I was like, the Bills are going to be the same old Bills.
Facts.
But he elevated his game tremendously.
See what I mean?
And like you said, it was because of coaching. Even the coaching elevated his Sean McDermott?
Sean McDermott, yeah.
Yeah, he elevated his coaching style.
He did. He elevated his coaching style. The organization elevated their business transactions.
Yeah.
They invested. That's what I'm saying. So it takes the entire organization, man.
It takes time.
It takes time, bro, and it's going to happen. I've already saw it change up last year. I saw it. So I'm like, yo, it has to happen. It's going to happen. Jim Harbaugh is not going to be playing around, bro. He's going to get those procedures done because he said he's going to get a heart procedure and he's going to get a hip replacement. He's going to get that stuff done and he's going to dive deep into this. So, man, yeah. So let me give you my score for the Bills and the Chiefs. So I already said that my heart and my gut saying the Chiefs. I would like to see the Bills win. That would be cool, but nah. They're not going to. Nah. I'm going to say the Chiefs is actually going to win 29-27. I'm going to say 29 Chiefs, 27 Bills.
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you say? What'd you say what's gonna? What was your score?
I said Bills 34-28.
34-28. Okay, let me write that down.
Yeah. It might not even be a high-scoring game, to be honest with you.
It might not be, bro. It might be a very low-scoring game because both teams has really good defenses.
It might be like 10-14, something like that.
It might be. It might be like 10-14, 19-17, or something like that. For real. Yeah, for real. Like we both have high-scoring games. That's probably because we think that both quarterbacks is going to be very competitive.
Yeah.
So, but if Josh Allen tries to compete with Patrick Mahomes, they're going to lose. Don't do that, bro. Don't think about Patrick Mahomes. Focus on the Chiefs' defense. You said what?
Well, it's going to have to come down to coaching because it's clock management. You guys keep your offense out there at least 10, 12 minutes.
Exactly.
At least. You got to take up an entire quarter, and you got to score at least 2 touchdowns in that quarter to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So that's why I said 34. You either got to score a lot of touchdowns in that quarter to keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, or you just got to take up as much time as you possibly can and keep Patrick Mahomes and their offense from scoring.
Right.
That's how you beat the Chiefs.
Facts. Yeah.
But I think it's going to go on a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be 34-28.
34-28?
Yeah. Bills on top.
Okay. 34-28. I got 29-27. What about the Commanders and the Eagles? This is going to be a really great game. This game might be a better game than the Chiefs and the.
I think the Eagles are going to smack the Commanders. I think it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because the Eagles' defense is this. I think that like Jayden Daniels' magic is going to run out today. I think that the Eagles has been in this position before. They know what's at stake. They got Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts is going to elevate his game. A.J. Brown's going to elevate his game. That Eagles defense is going to smack Jayden Daniels up and down that field. That's my prediction. And the score it's going to be 40-10. Eagles.
Damn, 40-10?
Yes.
Dang.
40-10. I'm not giving the Commanders no chance in hell to win. Because if you see what they did last week against the Lions, granted, phenomenal performance by Jayden Daniels. Like he's a true quarterback. But the Lions have everybody on their defense was on IR.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine and they were still competitive. So imagine if the Lions' defensive players wasn't injured reserve.
Right.
They had their starters out there. would have been probably something different. In his first game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Buccaneers beat themselves.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like the Commander. The Commander, I don't want to say got lucky, but the Buccaneers really beat themselves. They did. The handoff.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield, he screwed up. Yeah.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They played themselves. To be honest with you,
they did.
They beat themselves.
I thought they was going to win that game.
So did I. Even when they fumbled the ball, I thought they were still going to they were even still in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But they beat themselves. So Buccaneers beat themselves. The Commanders didn't beat themselves, and then not only that, but the Commanders played against the Lions with a half and everybody on all their starting defensive players is on IR. So it's just like,
yeah. And not only that, and I wonder. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying this week they're playing against a stout team that has been in this position before. The Eagles know how to get to the Super Bowl. They don't always win, but they know how to get to the Super Bowl. They have a great organization.
Right.
So I'm taking the Eagles to smack the Commanders 40-10.
That would be a huge disappointment. I don't think it's going to be that much of a blowout. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because how dominant and freaking demanding the Eagles are.
Yep.
You know, it's crazy that they are this elite. They are this dangerous of a team, and they're getting a lack of production from their quarterback. You know, because Jalen Hurts, he's doing absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah.
He is completely managing the game. And
yeah,
so,
he is.
You know, so that just shows how dominant of a team they are. And the crazy thing about it is Nick Sirianni is not like the best head coach. You know?
Yeah.
And that's another thing that speaks volumes on that organization, that front office, that the Eagles, they always do this though. Like, this how they build a freaking powerhouse Roman Empire. Like, you know, like, and maybe I'm going too far by saying the Roman Empire because they ain't winning Super Bowls like that. But just saying like the elite team that they build, you know, to carry the head coach and carry the quarterback. And anybody will say that really for an organization to really, really prosper in the NFL, you got to have a good head coach and a good head quarterback, and they better have a really great relationship. And then you build from around there. You know? Yeah. And Nick Sirianni isn't the best, and Jalen Hurts isn't the best. You say what?
They did it with McNabb.
Exactly. McNabb was so average. So average.
Extremely. And they went to the Super Bowl. Did they go twice or once?
Yeah, I think they went once with McNabb.
Okay.
And then they won one with Nick Foles, which was crazy. They beat New England.
Exactly. So it's like
Nick Foles. Yeah. They never really even had like a star quarterback to even think about it, and they're going to these Super Bowls and win these Super Bowls with these washed up quarterbats. McNabb, Nick Foles, Jalen Hurts. What the hell? I just thought about that. That organization, that's the best front office in the NFL, hands down.
Probably the best. Yeah, probably.
I mean, the Chiefs has a hell of a front office too. But bro, come on, the Eagles is going and winning one Super Bowl with terrible quarterbacks. Nick Foles probably had the greatest playoff season ever, any quarterback ever, bro. That dude was snapping off with the black glove. That was historical. I'm like, what the hell, Nick Foles?
And where's Nick Foles today?
Where's he today? And he outplayed Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Exactly, which is wild.
Bro, the Eagles. They might do it this year, bro. Jalen Hurts might be this. Well, no, he's not even snapping off in the playoffs for real. But I was about to say he might be this year's Nick Foles, but he's not even doing that.
I was about to say he don't need to because they got
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon rushed for 200 yards last week, and
he's gonna do it again this week. Today.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna smack the Commanders, man. Commanders are gonna they got a rude awakening, man.
I don't know if. Okay, so I'm going to give my prediction. So I don't know if it's going to be a blowout, but I did definitely pick the Eagles to win. And so I think also I was looking like, because I think there's only been 8 black quarterbacks to make it to the Super Bowl. So if either way, it's going to be. I think it's going to be an 8th quarterback. Let's go. Let me see. Because I was just looking at like history making for the Super Bowl. Let me see.
It'll be dope if Jayden Daniels goes. You know, a rookie quarterback. Nobody saw the Commanders doing this. I didn't see the Commanders doing nothing.
If Jayden Daniels meets the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, regardless of who wins, it's going to be the fact that that Super Bowl is even happening. It's already record. It's already a history making. But whoever wins that game is going to be even greater history. Whoever wins that game, because if Jayden Daniels wins that game, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What greater start to make for a quarterback, bro?
I know.
But it's also going to be kind of dangerous for him, too, though.
You said what?
It's probably going to be a little dangerous for him, too, though.
Why you say that?
Because he set the standard, and it's going to be kind of like a gift and a curse at the same time. Because, you know, usually when players start this hot, they usually don't keep improving. They unless Jayden Daniels was a completely insanely incessive Kobe Bryant Black Mamba type of person, that's what it's going to have to take for him to keep improving. Because it's easy for you, like, he won it all. It's easy to be comfortable with that. It's a lot better to take the loss for you to improve than take a win. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, like, that's the thing. You know, because, like, losing, if you're a competitor, losing is going to you don't want to get comfortable with winning. So that's the dangerous about winning, especially if winning it all at his young age. You see what I'm saying? It could be very he can get comfortable with that, you know. But I don't know Jayden Daniels. I don't know him. So, but hopefully he has that dog in him for him to keep improving. Like, see how Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, how they just want to just keep winning. You know what I'm saying? Because they got that dog, they got that Mamba spirit in them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah. But if he does do it, that it's going to be phenomenal for him. But he set the standard, and you know, he may not go again after this year. You know, his offensive coordinator may end up getting a head coaching job. He already had one before, and he got fired by the Cardinals. You know, Cliff Kingsbury, and so, you know, they win it all. He might get some head coaching offers, and there's some teams around the league that's looking for some head coaches. You see what I'm saying? So you know, so it's like, and I think a big part of Jayden Daniels' game is from Cliff Kingsbury. I think Cliff Kingsbury has a lot to do with how great Jayden Daniels is playing this year. Not trying to take everything away from Jayden Daniels, because Jayden Daniels still has to do that. He still has to produce on the field. Like, the writer gives you the script as the actor, the director is directing you. It's up to the actor to take all that as his benefit and execute it. You know what I'm saying? So you still got to execute it. But, you know what I'm saying? So, not to take anything away from Jayden Daniels, but yeah.
I hear what you're saying. It makes sense.
Yeah, so you know,
it makes sense, because you're basically saying he's setting the standard for himself. So if he doesn't live up to winning another Super Bowl, so like all you did was just win a Super Bowl your rookie year, bro.
Right. And that was it. It was like, what'd you do since?
You just got lucky.
Fact.
You just got lucky your rookie year, homie.
Yeah, it was like, and what have you done since? You know?
Yeah.
So.
But I don't think he's even going to go to the Super Bowl.
You don't? Yeah. So I think, like, the Eagles is going to beat the Commanders. I'm gonna say 24-20. 24-20. Eagles 24, Commanders 20.
All right. So that's fair.
Yeah. Let me write that down.
If the Eagles, I would say not if. When the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, they're gonna win it all.
You think they're gonna win it all?
Wait, hold on. I gotta scratch that, delete that. We'll wait until Super Bowl weekend. We'll wait until the Super Bowl weekend, because there'll be a hell of a Super Bowl if they play against the Bills. Oh,
yeah.
That would be a remarkable Super Bowl.
If the Eagles play the Bills?
Yes.
Yeah. That would be a cool Super Bowl. Yeah.
That would be fun to watch.
Because it'll be like, whoever wins is going to be great for whatever quarterback wins. Because first off, it's going to be this quarterback's first time winning, and you know, so yeah, it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome for Jalen Hurts' career. It'll be awesome definitely for Josh Allen. Definitely for Josh Allen's
career.
Because we already know, like, Jalen Hurts, he may not be a Hall of Fame quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
but we already know that Josh Allen, he has Hall of Fame talent.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it will be it will be sensational for Josh Allen to do that. Do something what Jim Kelly couldn't have done 4 times. He had 4 tries. He couldn't even do it. So it will be crucial for Josh Allen. It really would. So yeah, that'll be a great Super Bowl. Chiefs and Bills. I mean, Bills and Eagles. That'd be a great Super Bowl. So let me see. Let me write that down.
And you mentioned MVP earlier.
Yeah, MVP. Yeah, I'll close up with MVP. So, wait, who did you said the Eagles? You said the Eagles going to blow out the Commanders 40 to 10.
40 to 10. And the Bills going to win 34 to 28.
Okay. I think I said Eagles 24, Commanders 20. Yeah. So, okay, cool. Yeah, I got you. You said 34-28. Bills beats Chiefs. I said Chiefs beat Bills 29-27. Eagles beat Commanders 40-10. Eagles, for yes, what you said. I said Eagles going to beat the Commanders 24-20. So, who do you think should win MVP?
Man. You know, I want to say Saquon. You know?
Yeah.
I really do feel like Saquon should win MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go against Lamar Jackson's numbers and Josh Allen's numbers, but what Saquon Barkley is doing as a running back, the Eagles are in this position because of him.
Right.
We even said it in the beginning of the year. We said when they acquired, I think it was like week 1 when they were playing against the Packers, we both said the Eagles are going to win a lot of games because of Saquon Barkley.
Right.
And now they're in the NFC Championship.
Right.
Because of Saquon Barkley.
Right.
So is he the MVP of that team? Most definitely. Is he the best player on the Eagles squad? Most definitely.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Are they in position to go to the Super Bowl because of a running back and not a quarterback? Most definitely.
Facts.
So my vote is for Saquon Barkley to win MVP.
My vote is too, yeah.
Not to split it with Josh Allen, not to split it with Lamar Jackson. I feel like unanimously it should go to Saquon because simply he is a running back.
And he's the most valuable player.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, Josh Allen had a lot to do with the Bills going to the playoffs, going to the AFC Championship. But like I already dissected how much investment they put into him to be able to do that. Now, granted, Saquon Barkley does have a hell of an offensive line. Like, though the Bills' offensive line and the Eagles' offensive line, to me, is neck to neck, really, to be honest with you. They're both dominate, great offensive line. But for me, I think it's more for Saquon, though. Because Saquon, like, I feel like the stuff that Saquon Barkley, like, he's a running back. Like, he's a running back. You know, he's not a quarterback. He's a running back. To me, it's obvious that the Eagles are playing this well because of Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley already showed what he can do without a great offensive line. He didn't have the best offensive line at all on the Giants.
Yep.
He's already shown what he can do without any talent at all around him. He had nothing on the Giants. He had nothing. He didn't even have a good wide receiver to draw coverage because OBJ was gone. You know, he didn't have anything, and he was still producing. He was getting hurt a lot because he didn't have no offensive line. He was always, you know what I'm saying? So now you give him an offensive line, you're like, dang, you about to go to the Super Bowl. You give Saquon Barkley an offensive line.
Exactly.
You serious? So I mean, it's like to me, you know, we know what Josh Allen looks like without an offensive line.
Yeah, it's like imagine if Barry Sanders was with the Cowboys behind that offensive
line.
Yeah,
if he had the same offensive line that Emmitt Smith had.
Imagine.
Exactly. They'll be going to the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, to me, the most valuable player in the entire league is Saquon Barkley. And because he has brought a team to the NFC champion conference title and possibly like a 90% chance the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, that's what I'm saying. That's what I love my argument. these wins and losses, these Super Bowls, these wins, playoff wins, they just automatically just give it to the quarterback stats. It's just like, it's not fair, man. It's not fair. Just change it to the quarterback award then. Don't say most valuable player, because quarterback is not the only player. So don't just say that. And there a lot of people's argument is like, well, the quarterback is the quarterback position is the most valuable position, so they're the most valuable player. That makes no sense, man. No, because some of these quarterbacks can be garbage. You mean to tell me Jalen Hurts is a more valuable player than Saquon Barkley? That's because Jalen Hurts is a quarterback? No.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like, change it to MVP, most valuable quarterback award. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, no. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I hate the media that does this. The media has a lot of inspiration on how the league moves. A lot. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Because
they're not gonna give it to Saquon.
They're not. Oh no, they're not. They're not even talking about him. They're not even talking about him anymore. They was talking about him a few weeks, and that's it. They're not. But no, Saquon Barkley is obviously the most valuable player in the entire NFL, and he's obviously one of the best players in the NFL. He's probably top 5 player in the NFL, to be honest with you. And if not top 5, definitely, unarguably, top 10. No question without that. If you're going to say Saquon Barkley is not a top 10 player, like, argue with the wall. Like,
exactly.
No, you're wrong. So, I mean, no, but, yeah, so me and you agree on that one. Saquon Barkley should be the MVP, but me and you both know that's not going to happen. So
yeah, I think they're going to give it to Lamar.
You think they'll give it to Lamar? I was thinking they might give it to Josh Allen.
I feel like they're going to give it to Lamar. Because, I mean, he does have 4,000 passing yards and, 40 touchdowns, and that's,
Oh, no, what Lamar did this year was crazy.
Yeah.
What he did with this year was phenomenal. I know they're saying, Lamar Jackson, he had some players, he had some weapons around him. Well, that's equivalent to the elite offensive line that freaking Josh Allen has. Yeah. Come on. You have to look at everything. People overlook stuff, because it's so easy to be he had Derrick Henry. But I guess it's not easy enough to say that Josh Allen actually had an elite offensive line. He's barely been touched, and he has two good tight ends and 3 reliable wide receivers. So it's the equivalence, bro. It's the equivalence. I know people want to see Josh Allen wins it all. I know a lot of the media is rooting for it. I'm rooting for it. I would like to see Josh Allen win it all. I would like to see it. Why not? But if Justin Herbert's not in it, why not Josh Allen? So. But hey, man, I don't. But I actually don't want to see Josh Allen win it all, because I don't want Josh Allen to be the quarterback to slay the beast and to win it all. Because I mean, Joe Burrow did beat Patrick Mahomes to go to the Super Bowl, but this is kind of like a Super Bowl right here. But I want Justin Herbert to be the quarterback to do that. To be the first quarterback in the Mahomes era to win it all. So I'm actually rooting for the Chiefs to just go ahead and three-peat, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I actually am rooting for that, And then next year, after the Chiefs three-peat, it'd be Justin Herbert era. That's what I'm rooting for. The Herbert and Harbaugh era. And it has a bell to it. It rings a bell to it. The Harbaugh and Herbert era. So.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm rooting for. So, yeah.
I'm not rooting to see that.
The three-peat? Well, nobody wants to see the Chiefs three-peat. Nobody wants to see them three-peat.
I'm not. I don't want to see that. Because I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift.
You're going to see a whole lot more of her when they three-peat, boy. God. Yeah, she's annoying.
That's what I'm saying. They have made, America, the Spices girl, and she's probably super nice.
Yeah, she probably is a nice chick, yeah.
The NFL loves money.
Right. Because nobody, so many people hate her now. Because, that's the thing with the media, man. I saw her dancing one time on the stage. I was like, bro, what is she doing? She was trying to do a sexual dance. I was like, bro, she looked like a teenage girl who's trying to find her sexuality. That's how she looked. I was like, bro, in her room all by herself and just trying to get her groove in. I'm that's how she looked dancing on that stage. But
that's crazy. What the media makes you if we didn't see it at all, we wouldn't even talk about it or say stuff like that. But the media makes you be like she's just so annoying. And it's why is she annoying? Because the NFL makes her annoying. Every single time Travis Kelce scores a touchdown, the camera zooms up right on Taylor Swift's box, right up in the press box or the MVP box that they stay in, right up on her. It's just bro. Even when Travis Kelce gets interviewed, You can see how he gets annoyed. Like, I saw him getting interviewed by Pat McAfee, and they kept bringing up Taylor Swift. And he was like, yeah, man, yeah, she what she does is amazing. He was short answered with it. It was like, bro, he's probably even getting tired of the whole Taylor Swift thing.
Right. Yeah, because he's like, man, she's my girlfriend. Just drop it.
Yeah, like seriously, like I'm a man myself. I'm out here producing and performing myself. Ask me football questions. Why you gotta constantly ask me? Pat McAfee was like, do you see her get inspired by certain stuff? And I'm like, yo, I thought this was like a sports show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're like, we gotta talk about Taylor Swift, you know.
Exactly. I'm like, crazy. Gosh. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like she's not the only celebrity wife or girlfriend.
She isn't, because Ciara's with Russell Wilson. They don't never talk about Ciara.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Ciara's not as big as Taylor Swift, but damn.
But it's like, damn, is she chopped liver? Like, jeez. Right. They don't even show Ciara. Not even one.
I don't even think they even did that with Jessica Simpson when Jessica Simpson was dating Tony Romo.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
But who the hell cares about Tony Romo? Like, I never liked Tony Romo, really. He's so cheesy, man. Even when he calls the games, it kind of get on my nerves.
You're like, oh no, they made a mistake. Oh, that's costly.
Forget Tony Romo. The cheesy grin. He always has that cheesy grin. It's like, whatever. I like Troy Aikman though. Like, I never really too much cared about him as a quarterback player, but he actually calls games pretty well.
Yeah, it was pretty fun watching him. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I like listening to him.
Call plays.
Yeah, I like listening to him. I love listening to Tom Brady too. A lot of people don't like Tom Brady, but I like listening to Tom Brady also.
Yeah, I actually like Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think he's doing a good job. This is his first year. I think he's doing a hell of a job. Yeah. Man, Tom Brady is hustling, boy. He's about to be the owner of the Raiders, man. He's about to be the owner.
He is the oh.
No, he's a minority owner.
Yeah, minority owner.
When Mark Davis wants to, he's gonna hand that whole organization to him.
You think so?
Yeah, he's eventually will. Like they say, like I'm seeing reports, Tom Brady's calling all the shots. He's calling all the shots.
You don't think he's gonna leave it to his kids?
No, he's not. If he would have been letting his kids do what Tom Brady is doing right now. He's not. And Tom Brady is calling all of the shots, bro. And he already bought some stake in that. He's going to have. He's pretty much going to. He's the boss. He's the boss, man. It's cool. Hey. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
He's going to get that Raiders organization right. Oh, we got to do another video of my boy Pete Carroll.
Oh yeah, Pete Carroll.
We got to talk about that. Oh man, we'll do another video on that. That's going to be crazy. The AFC Showdown, like the AFC.
Yeah.
That's going to be like the freaking. Like that division. It's going to be dangerous.
The only thing about Pete Carroll is his age. You know, does he still have that like fire, that intensity?
Yes.
That same,
yes.
you know?
Yes. Age ain't nothing but a number. Pete Carroll got all the volume.
I really wanted him to be with the Chicago Bears.
I wanted him to go to the Bears too. I wanted him to go and coach Caleb Williams. I thought, outside of Ben Johnson, a great coach for Caleb Williams would have been Pete Carroll. I would have loved to have seen that. Caleb Williams and Pete, USC quarterback, USC former head coach, USC alum quarterback, USC former head coach. But it can still happen. Not with Caleb Williams, but it can happen with a USC quarterback. They can go after Sam Darnold. They can go after him.
They could.
Sam Darnold is still young, man. He's still young. I think he's only like 27.
Yeah. I mean, they could. He's a veteran too. He's young and he's a veteran, and he did have a hell of a year. He just had two of those bad games.
Well, I think Pete Carroll is a better coach than Kevin McDonald. Is it McDonald or I think it's I got remember.
Yeah, it's Kevin McDonald.
Kevin McDonald, okay. I think Pete Carroll is a better coach than him, even though I do think he is a great coach. I do like Kevin McDonald, but I blame those last two losses more on the offensive coordinator and more on the play calling. Then hold on, let me see, because I typed in Kevin McDonald, I just typed in somebody else. Hold on, because I was gonna make sure I get his name right. Kevin O'Connell.
Oh, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, Kevin McDonald. He's a freaking he's a Canadian actor and comedian.
Yeah.
He's known for a sketch comedy called The Kids in the Hall. Oh yeah, Kevin O'Connell. Okay, yeah, but I actually blame that loss more on Kevin O'Connell because I don't know who's calling the plays, but whoever's calling was calling those plays because I just felt like they should have been running the ball more than just kept trying to win with Sam Darnold. That's how they see. That's how you lose a game. You keep trying to have your quarterback show up against the other quarterback, or keep trying to just win the game through your quarterback's arm. That's how you lose those games going deeper into the season, going into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying like I like you complimentary football, especially towards the end of the year. Especially towards the end of the year. You have to freaking bro. You have to like depend on winning more on your running game. See, that's how Lamar Jackson didn't play. That's how the Ravens lost. They weren't dependable on Derrick Henry. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, like they were running the ball, but they weren't running it with Derrick Henry. You know, what was the point of you getting Derrick Henry if you weren't going to do the same thing with Derrick Henry that what the Eagles are doing with Saquon Barkley? Exactly. Give that man the ball. Run it. I don't care if he's getting stopped in the back. I don't care if he's getting stopped. He's only getting like 1 yard or a half a yard, or he's getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. You keep running the damn ball if the game is close. Then punt it away. You keep running the ball. You know what I'm saying? Depending on your defense. Break that defense down. Like a big, stout running back like Derrick Henry, he's going to eventually break that defense down because they're going to get tired of tackling the man. He's too damn big. He's too damn big, man. He's a freaking horse. You know, and they wouldn't do that with Aaron Jones with the Vikings. They like Aaron Jones was only getting so many touches, and then it was like they will Cam Akers will break one free, and then they'll just start passing the ball again, keep trying to give it to Justin Jefferson. And when they lost to the Lions, freaking Dan Campbell even said, yeah, we know we're gonna get. He said we know they're gonna get the ball to Justin Jefferson. He's saying that like everybody they mama know you're gonna try to get the ball to Justin Jefferson. They're gonna take him out the game, and you still trying to pass the ball. It beats me, man. So that's why they're all out. That's why they're all out, man. So
exactly, horrible play calling.
Yeah, horrible play calling, bro. So yeah, I mean that's all I got, man. So yeah, bro. We'll probably do another video maybe whenever you have the time to talk about the freaking AFC West, bro. Probably gonna be the most dangerous division and the most accomplished division in all of football, because this is the only division that has all their coaches has at least had a Super Bowl appearance.
The Wild Wild West.
And 3 of those coaches, yeah, that's what we're gonna start calling it, Wild Wild West. And 3 of those coaches has a Super Bowl.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And 2 of the coaches have a national championship.
2 of them that's crazy. 2 of them has a national championship and a Super Bowl appearance. 3 of them have a Super Bowl. Crazy, bro. That's
they all been to the Super Bowl.
All of our accomplished coaches. Next year is going to be hard. And then you got the next division to look for is NFC North with the Eagles. Wait, is the NFC North is the Eagles, the Commanders, the Bears.
No, that's NFC East.
NFC East, okay.
NFC East is Eagles, Cowboys.
Yeah,
Giants and Commanders.
Yeah. So okay.
The North is the Bears, Packers, Vikings.
Yes, North, not East. Yeah, I was naming the East. Yeah, that's what I was trying to name. The NFC North is going to be dangerous, bro. That's probably going to be the second best division in the entire league.
Yeah,
right behind the AFC West. Because the NFC North, you got the Lions, like you said, the Lions, the Vikings, the Packers, the Bears now. And the Bears, they got Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson's going to do well. I think he's going to do well.
Yeah, I think he's going to do pretty good. I'm like, wasn't his first or second year with the Lions?
Dan Campbell?
No, Ben Johnson as an offensive coordinator.
Nah, he was with them. Let me see. So he's been with them for quite a while. He actually joined them in 2019. He was as an offensive quality control coach, and then he was promoted to tight ends coach in 2020, and then he became their offensive coordinator in 2022.
Okay. So
yeah, so you're right. He's been the offensive coordinator for 2 years, but he was with them collectively for 6 seasons.
Okay, so he might be a pretty decent. I'm not in love with the pick.
Yeah, because it's his first year. You don't know what a coordinator is going to do as a head coach.
Exactly, but now the one pick I do like is the Jets head coach pick.
Oh, they got the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I do like that.
I'm a little suspicious of him on that one. I don't know. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. He did call a really great defense for the Lions.
And half their defensive players was injured, so I'm like, if he could coach just people off the street, and this Jets have good star talent on that squad.
Right.
It's not like they just suck. It's just like Aaron Rodgers was really holding them back.
Right.
So, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. This is going to be an exciting season. Yeah, 2020, 2025, 2026 season is going to be exciting, bro.
Yeah, it is.
It is going to be very exciting. Very, very exciting. Yeah. So, we'll see, man. All right, that's all I got, man. Yeah, so we'll come back. We'll be back soon. I'll probably do a recap tonight. AllDay found. That was my brother on the line. We chopped it up, talked about it. The games and everything. Been wanting to do this for a while now. But yeah, you guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe, criticize, do whatever you want to do. Let me know in the comments. Who's your Super Bowl picks? Who's your MVP pick? Who do you think should win the MVP? And how do you feel about the AFC West? With all those Super Bowl, all those established coaches, very well established coaches, Hall of Fame coaches, all of them, And yeah, how do you feel about that? And who do you have for the Super Bowl? Who your MVP? Yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments. All right, y'all. Thank you. Take care. AllDay.
Peace out.
Peace out.